There's a skill that is always overlooked by most people, but when practiced can massively improve your success in life in general. It's something so powerful that businesses everywhere keep using it to sell you more shit. And it works every single time. Yeah, of course, I'm talking about storytelling. Storytelling isn't a skill I'm particularly strong at. If I was, I'd be a lot further in my YouTube career than I am right now, but it is a skill that I am practicing. It's a skill that takes time and conscious effort to improve, but I'll let you decide how well I'm doing at that. Earlier this year, I started taking a course on Udemy to help improve my storytelling. It's called the Complete Storytelling Course for Speaking and Presenting. Real catchy name. It's run by someone called TJ Walker, and I found myself thinking in some of the lessons, this stuff sounds so obvious. And in some cases it is, but a lot of people don't do them. I've already used some of the techniques from the course in this video already, so let me know in the comments if you know which ones they are. But I'm going to share some of the points with you now. One of the first things I learned in the course is complexity makes your characters more interesting. Every story needs characters, whether that is yourself or someone else, and they need a good backstory to flesh them out. Now, I'm not talking about a backstory like their village was destroyed when they was younger, which sent them on a quest, but just something that tells the audience how they got to where they are and why they're doing what they're doing. The main reason for doing this is to add some depth to the characters so the audience can better relate and understand the story that's being told. The next point is described in the course as the biggest blunder of all, and that is to not have a story at all. When going into a presentation or a video, it's best to have a story lined up to back up all your facts and figures. The facts and figures actually take a back seat to the story. How many times have you sat through something that has just bombarded you with information? And how much of that information do you remember? Probably not a lot, I'm guessing. Not off a first viewing anyway. And that's partly why I don't really like those crash course videos that you see on YouTube, like learn coding, learn all of C# in 5 hours. It's a 5-hour long video, come on. You're not going to remember all of that in one sitting. That's a really small example, but having a story to back up all the data that you have makes it more memorable and it makes it even more relatable for the audience. The last point I want to share from the course is skipping the introductions. Go right into the story without introducing yourself. Get to the meat as quickly as possible because honestly, no one cares who you are or what you've done. They want to hear the story that you have to tell. You'll notice that none of my videos have an introduction. The best thing you get is this social media handle pop up and this other one that tells you to subscribe to my channel, which you should totally go and do, by the way. I will add to that last point that I do think introductions are okay when you've got a bit more of an established audience that do come to your videos specifically to see you. You'll probably also notice that the people that do it best save their introductions for after their hook as well. Those first few seconds are incredibly important for sucking the audience in and telling them what they're going to get in the next few minutes. It's a promise from the creator to the audience. Storytelling is what makes all the big YouTubers successful. It's what's made Mr. Who's the Boss the biggest tech YouTuber in Europe, and he has his formula down to a T. I'm not surprised when he revealed that he spends literal days writing his scripts for his videos. There was a fantastic episode of Ali Abdaal's Deep Dive podcast which featured Aaron, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. It's great to get a look into the process of a massively successful YouTuber. Hearing stories of other successful people is a great way to learn because of that relatability. You can take parts of their story and somewhat emulate it, because one of the best ways for people to learn is to experience it through being told a story. There are people who would be interested in that art if only you presented it to them in the right way. This is in the book Show Your Work by Austin Kleon, and if that name sounds familiar, then that's because I recently mentioned his book Still Like an Artist in another recent video of mine, which I will leave for you up here. The first video that pops into my head when I think about this quote is one by Matt Diavella called I Never Wash My Pants, Why You Shouldn't Either. This video is over 10 minutes long and is purely Matt telling you why he doesn't wash his jeans. And it doesn't get boring either because he's telling you a story and throws in some facts and quotes as well. Of course, a link to this video will be down below. Matt makes incredibly interesting videos, mainly due to how he sets up his camera to get cinematic shots for B-roll and has great transitions. He doesn't rely on cheap transitions like... Think back to 2016. It was a time when Storytime YouTubers started getting big. People were loving hearing all these different stories from these people in their lives, until it started getting batshit crazy and completely untrue. My point is, stories keep people engaged, so if you can learn the art of storytelling, you're gonna get far. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm excellent at storytelling. If I was, I would have more than 320 odd subscribers on YouTube. I'm not great, but that was the whole reason for me starting the course. I want to improve my storytelling abilities so I can better connect with my audience and just make the videos as best as they can be. I like to think I'm improving with every video, and I hope that's the case with this one too. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you think I can improve my storytelling. Whether consciously or unconsciously, we hear stories almost every day. It can be subtle, but we always remember the stories that are interesting and the storytellers that keep them fun and engaging. Everyone has that friend that always has a funny story to tell, and you always remember those stories. That's the magic that myself and others need to try and capture to be more successful, both socially and professionally. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then you might also enjoy my video talking about how to find your flow state. And you can see that right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you over there. Bye bye.